But anyway, if you'll forgive me, I'm going to get a little bit serious for a few moments. As I mentioned, almost 40 years ago, Tom served his country during a war, or a conflict as it is commonly referred to, that divided our nation like no other since the Civil War. Tom spent many months in the hot zones, staring death in the face every day, seeing things no teenager should ever see. Like thousands of brave men and women fortunate enough to return from that chamber of horrors, Tom came home, not to cheering crowds at airports and parades and celebratory events held in his honor and the heartfelt thanks of a nation. He never experienced what the brave soldiers returning from Iraq and Afghanistan rightly so received these days. I wrote this song about his experience years ago and have never performed it in public, and I'd like to give it a try and get through it now, so if you'll indulge me for a couple minutes.
So are you sure you got the right day?
I know the strap's too long. Hold on a second. Capo.
That first time.
Capo. When Tommy came marching home from the Southeast Asian War, there was no celebration on the main. Instead, what Tommy saw was the memory of the war crashing through the pathways of his brain. 2 years in the Corps, and mostly in the war, no one cared to listen when he'd say, I fought the firefights, 'cause they told me it was right, while bullets raced around him every day. He says that we don't need to understand him. He's just a weary soldier home to stay. And though it didn't go the way they planned it, what gave us the right to turn away? It's the hero went away. He was just a boy who just became a man, spent his days dealing with the dead. He gave a young man a gun in the land of the yellow suns, and they said his favorite color would be red. A soldier is not to blame, only orders as they came, or his duty to his country, that's the name. And nobody recognized the pain behind his eyes, or the tears that stung his face like acid rain. He says that we don't need to understand him. He's just a weary soul. What gave us the right to turn away? He's the hero anyway. He's a hero anyway. He's a hero anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I have some little quick thing to say here. We have a very special surprise tonight for Tom that he already knows about, but it's a tremendous surprise. Sorry, Tom, you know about everything. We have a very special guest tonight. I meant to say this just for Tom tonight, but as it happens, a man who shared the foxhole in Vietnam with Tom, is here tonight. And his buddy Ike, who is sitting right there at that table. Ladies and gentlemen, I want Tom and Ike to share this moment together. Family and friends, I've been waiting 40 years to find the right event to say this to you, Tom, and I say it to you and Ike. You're my hero. Welcome home, Marines. And America thanks you. All right, I'm done being serious. We're going to bring Johnny up for a few moments, and then we're going to have
Jim, do you mind getting off the stage while I do this? I wrote a song for Tom tonight. It's about our childhood days. Nobody's talking about the childhood days up here. There's many childhood days. There's lots of them. And this song is all about our childhood. It's not a song. Thanks for getting off, Jim. That makes it look better. I don't know what it is. When we were all kids, you were all kids, right? And we had times when my mother would cook meals, and sometimes the meals they'd go down wrong. And one of us would, not feel good. And so if Tom was in the area, this is what he would do. Now the reason that he would sing an American song, I don't know, and cover his ears was so he didn't hear the because if he heard the then he and now you have to understand that when children grow up close to each other, like Jimmy was here, then it was Tom, and then it was me. And whenever Tom would say, "Let's do this," I would say, "Okay." There would be no reason why I would question it. Like a bee's nest in a tree. Hey, let's throw a rock at it. And I, okay. And we throw a rock at it. Now the worst part is we hit the damn thing, and the bees would come out, and they'd chase us around, and you know what they do. But there were real serious things that we would agree to, like being up in the clubhouse. We had a clubhouse. Anybody else have clubhouses out there? Great. Great response, thank you. And we had a back window in the clubhouse, and it was my father's barn, which he wasn't aware that we had the clubhouse, but we had a BB gun one day. And this was another one of those moments where Tom would say, "Let's shoot Dee Dee Menji," with the BB gun. Now, Dee Dee Menji a little girl that happened to wander in the yard. Now, usually the squirrel would wander in the yard and you'd shoot at the squirrel. But that day, Dee Dee wandered in. And so the time came again. Let's shoot Dee Dee. And I would go, okay. And we shot her. And the BB would travel and it would just stick enough, that she knew that we shot her. And the worst part is this poor little girl is crying, holding her neck. Thank God she didn't turn around, but she's holding her neck. And she's crying as loud as she possibly can. Well, Tom and I are up there in the clubhouse. And the rule of thumb is that when someone's in pain, you laugh as loud as you can. Because he's in pain. Well, in this case, this little girl was shot. So, again, back to the childhood, I respect Tom. I've heard a lot of people talking about respect. And I respect the fact that he gave me the opportunity to shoot the neighbor's kid. And then laugh about it. So I could go on probably for 2.5 years with these memories. So I know that Jim has already looked at me twice. He's hoping that you're still looking at him. But anyway, there was one other time that Chris, I love you because I've known you since probably 1960. I don't want to say anything else because they'll know how old you are. But anyway, there was one time before Tom took off for that song, and it was Jimmy and me and Tom at Tom's house with Chris, or the apartment on Walcott Street that was falling down. And again, we came to that childhood memory thing. And he said, hey, what if you guys sit on the couch and kiss her? Now, I'm saying to myself, I've always wanted to kiss Chris. And so, Jimmy went first. Now this isn't like spin the bottle. This was, you already knew. We get to kiss Chris. Well, what went through my mind is, how long? How much? And so Jim finished. I wasn't impressed either. And then it was my turn. Now, what was Tom doing? He's off to the side. Now, poor Chris. They didn't discuss this, like, that morning. Hey, when Johnny and Jimmy come over, we're going to have a picture. Is that okay, Chris? It'll be around 11:30. So anyway, I went and I kissed her. Still waiting for the next one, but... But anyway, I have a lot more to say, and what are you getting up for? You have a clock that you can keep? I have one you can have. I'd just like to say thank everybody for coming tonight. Tom, we drove 850, 860 miles, 860 miles. And I surprised him by showing up here tonight to complete the marquee. And Tom, you're the greatest. And I do respect you from childhood to adulthood.
No, you don't. Well, you can say it if you want. You can sit in my seat over there if you want. Okay, we're running a little bit short here with stuff, so what we're going to do is VJ up there in the booth. Let's roll that video. This is a video from two of other than Chris, his other most important people in his lives, his sons, Justin and Tyler, who unfortunately could not be here tonight because they're in North Carolina at a business thing, and it just happened to time out on the same day, but they have a video they would like to present to their father, and I'm sure you'll all find it quite interesting. Roll the video.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, it's 11:30 the night of your stupid party. I had to type something up to make you laugh, so here you go. Tyler and I came up with this. We want to thank you. Well, me personally, I want to thank you for sledding down Hurricane Mountain Road when I was 1 year old. Also, I want to thank you for taking me for a bike ride on your 10-speed and let me lay on your back and hang onto your neck like a backpack as you sped down Airport Runway Road at Windsock Estates. That's Child Services calling. Letting me hold on to the heads of the turkeys that we were killing for Thanksgiving. Oh, and then laughing your full head off after I fell into the pile. Yeah, scarred still. I'm reading this, by the way. Having great Christmases and birthdays. Always a fun time. Couldn't remember that one.
Can't deny that.
Stompers. Taking us to the private beach behind Harvey's for summertime campouts on the river.
Thanks for getting that picture of me peeing in the woods.
For sitting on us backwards with your butt in our face, holding us down and tickling us, and then farting so that we would have to breathe your nastiness. I can't wait to have kids.
I really wanted some matches right then.
He has asthma. Telling me to stop crying after I was just hit by a Little League baseball fastball that left the marks of the baseball stitches on my elbow. I guess. Not killing me when Charlie Bean laid his hand open with one of your carving tools after you specifically said we were not allowed in your workshop while you and Mom went out that night. I missed the Charlie Brown special. Another for not killing me for putting the window frame on fire when Tyler and I wanted to play with rocket engines. Yep, right into the front window. Couldn't have gone anywhere else.
The biggest engines you can find.
Yeah, not the A, the big D. Took a while. Also for not killing the cat on the table saw that Tyler kept harassing. Yeah, you went there and you know it. But it was the only way he'd learn. For teaching me how to shoot my BB gun. For
Thanks for shooting me in the treehouse, Justin.
Okay, that goes to number 10. For pegging me with my own BB gun when you found out that I was harassing Tyler by shooting around him in the tree fort. Like he says, I still say to this day, I never hit him. For testing the paintball guns on us in the driveway. I still have nightmares. Mom just went freaked out. That was great. She didn't know about that one. For shutting the truck off completely going down Kankamangas Highway just to prove to me and Tyler that you can drive without the engine on. Oh, and by the way, no hydraulic brakes, so you were in panic mode. For crashing the entire front end of the brand new Jetta into an ice berm 6 feet from the driveway just to prove to us what a 5-mile-an-hour bumper does. Oh, and by the way, we were going 15 mile an hour. For letting us sled off the roof of the garage. That was great. For giving up on replacing the windows in the garage after you put up the basketball goal right above them.
That's smart thinking.
Also, For not ever swearing in front of us. Don't know how, but you never did. For always laughing in a bad situation. For setting up slot car racetracks in the basement for us. For letting us grow up in the White Mountains. For having a dirt pile delivered to the side of the house every spring. I know you used it for gardening, but we used it for G.I. Joes and bike jumps, Lillian's bed, not Nana, the dog, mudslides, army men, matchbox cities, and I can go on and on about a pile of dirt. How simple? I can't believe it's just that simple. Give 2 kids a pile of dirt, you're good. What do you got on that? You're good. For making me and Tyler stack 1 million cord of wood over our lifetime.
Still didn't make my arms any bigger.
And then haul it in every few days throughout the winter and keep the wood stove going. Oh, one suggestion, oil. Get oil heating. Letting me work at the sign cellar and teaching me a good work ethic. For the jalopy that never had a front hood or a radiator cap for that matter, we would always need to wear ski goggles to drive it anywhere. 5 feet, you need a ski goggle. Oh, by the way,
Gas in the eyeball.
yeah, and also, don't open your mouth. You'll get it in your mouth. Just a cap, Dad. 12 cents. Go get a cap. For beating me at every stupid sport known to man, always, and I never won. You rat. For rubber band wars with me and Tyler, we never knew why you always picked the top of the stairs until just a few years ago when I was in a physics class, and it all became so clear to me. Longer arms shooting downwards have more effect than little inchworm arms shooting upwards. Got it. For enroll me in ski class at Cranmore, and Tyler too. For coming to my baseball games, although you really saw only me going and sitting down. So, for that, we might have wanted to spend a little bit of time in the batting cages. For always being supportive in your twisted little way. For letting me enter the Marines, only to arrive 3 weeks later due to the smallest of all of God's hellish creatures took me down. I'll let you tell the story because I know you love it. For dragging me into the river on my face when you tried parasailing for the first time. You know, you're supposed to use a trash can and not a human being. Try it first. That's just great. I mean, come on. There's no comment on that. For helping me start my first business, designing homes, and working with me on a few projects. That was great. For helping me navigate this crazy world we live in. I know Tyler appreciates that too. For always making me laugh. For helping me bury that dead body in the backyard. That was fun. It's on camera. For proving to all of us that nice guys don't always finish last. Just in the bottom third. But not last. For those crazy skits you used to do. 2 words. I paint. For always taking time for me when I need it. And Tyler as well. But most of all, I know that for Tyler and for me, we want to thank you for being our hero, our rock, and mostly just being our dad. Come on in, T.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, there's a couple other things. Number one, I want to thank you for a couple things I inherited. Number one, my allergic reaction to penicillin. Thanks, guy. I appreciate that one. Let's see, what else did you... Oh, yeah. I love to pick my scabs, too. I don't know why. Sometimes my boogers make it behind the steering wheel. That happens. I don't know why that happens.
Don't know
That's
how he
all
got
inherited
that.
traits. You know.
See it, do it.
Let's see, my loss of memory. What did I just say? Yeah, I think that came from you, too. There's a few other things that you've done, but most of all, you've just been a great dad. And I can't appreciate that enough. So, thanks a lot, Dad. We love you.
Love you.
We're going to have a very brief intermission here where we're going to be able to take advantage of this time and show everybody how a sock beating occurs.